Hello, this is Tim, and I want to show you a layer I created in the application Layar, which is an augmented reality browser for UC Berkeley Libraries. So I'm going to open up Layar, and you can find that on iPhone and Android, and I think other operating systems, mobile operating systems. And you can see at the opening screen you get an aggregate view of nearby layer entries. So you can see the top one is, hopefully you can see that, that is a Twitter layer. So it would be people that are tweeting near you, nearby, or at least by their phone or whatnot. The other things that show up in this aggregate view are, restaurants, which makes sense. There's Brewed Awakenings, and there's also an interesting thing from recovery.gov. So the stimulus money, where it is spent, was put into a layer, and that shows up by default. You can see here you have this ruler on top with where it is in orientation to the compass, which is built into your phone. But I want to show you a layer that's not in that aggregate view. It's in a test view, which is not public yet, and it's on UC Berkeley Libraries. Now hopefully you can see that. I'm going to open it up, and the first thing it does once I launch it, it goes out over the data, your cell, and it gathers the points of interest that are in your layer that you create, and it superposes them in a couple places. Once this little circle, which kind of represents your field of view, right? Which way you're facing, which way your compass thinks you're facing. And the other thing it does is it'll, I think, put the closest one down at the bottom. And then when you turn your camera where you're facing, you'll see this a black circle appears, and that's in your field of view. That's kind of what's out there. And I'm sorry, I just lost my results. And that was the Biosciences library. Now if I click on that, you can see down at the bottom of the tooltip there's a Take Me There link, which will bring up a navigational thing. And now that GMaps has walking navigation, that would be kind of helpful. The other thing is I could, and I didn't have time to do it, load up what's at the bottom there with the links to the website, if we had a mobile-friendly website, and links to, or when we have a mobile-friendly website, I know it's being worked on, or links to, or a link to a phone number, so an action that would be interpreted by your phone to call that number, or send a text message, or open a video. So you can do all kinds of things down in this little tooltip. The other view, and if you see, I'm going to scroll around. So that's the that's the Biosciences. If I turn around on a kind of axis, you can see different entries show up, and it should be related to where the camera is viewing. And that is right, music library there, and the big dot should be us, the Doe library. So that's right, that's the closest. So the size of the dot represents proximity. The other thing you can do with a layer, and I'm going to go open up here, and I'm going to I want to see it on a map. So instead of seeing it in this camera view, the augmented reality view, I can just see it on a just kind of traditional map. And you can see those are the points, and I can click on them. Well, should be able to click on them, and it will open up the tooltip of the information about the entry. I've also added a little picture of the building, so that's things that I can control. The other view will be a list view, and this is just a list of all the points in the layer. And you can see that's just a linear list. I think it will show it what's closest to you. Now if it's twirling like that, it's going out trying to get the image. I did all this in Drupal. There's a Drupal module for Layar that works with some geo modules, Google Maps and others, and essentially it's very easy to do. You create just an entry for each library, and then you hook it up with Layar at the Layar site, and voila, you have an augmented reality version of the UC Berkeley Libraries. So that's all I wanted to show you, and I'll talk to you later.